Hey guys, this is Kamiguno, and today I'm doing an advanced review for the Aquaman movie. Yes, I was able to see an early screening for this because of the Amazon Prime / Regal thing they were doing. So of course I decided to see this one early and give my thoughts. But since this is an advanced review, I won't be spoiling anything from the movie, just giving my thoughts, general thoughts about it. So, what did I think? Does this save the DC universe? I will disclaimer and say I'm not a huge Aquaman fan, so I definitely don't have any fandom or geek out moments towards this, but the best part of the movie for me definitely was the visuals. This is something I was worried about because there's just so much CGI, and when I saw the trailers I'm like, oh my god, it just kind of looks like a lot, but once we actually get into the movie, the visuals of obviously Atlantis and the underwater scenes were really great, but I also really like the action sequences. There's a lot of them, so I really did enjoy that. The other part of the story that took me by surprise was actually Aquaman's parents. When I got to see them, they don't have a ton of screen time, but I did like their love story, probably more than even Mera and Aquaman's love story. But what did I think of the overall film? For me, it was very by the numbers, plot-wise. I actually had a lot of issues with it. One big issue I had was Black Manta not really being used that much. Obviously, he is probably one of the biggest Aquaman villains. I guess it's a toss-up between Ocean Master and Black Manta, but he's really shoved to the side here and almost forgotten throughout the movie, and that was a disservice to him. And I think one of my biggest complaints is how overstuffed this movie is, but also by saying nothing. It's just like there's so much going on, but they're really not saying much about it. Just so many characters, and if you're an Aquaman fan, I'm sure you have your geek out moments with them, but they don't really serve much, and that's really what I would have to say is just how surface level this movie is, because they never really hit the huge themes of being a person from the ocean and a person from the land. They focus so much on the ocean aspect and so much on the kingdom aspect, they kind of forget about the human aspect of Aquaman. And one of my biggest things was that they hit so many marks of like, I'm a hero, but never really has a deserving moment of being a hero. There's a moment very early on in the movie, which I won't spoil, so I'll dance around it, is that there's kind of this, I would almost call a Man of Steel moment, that, you know, is part of Aquaman's origins, but when it hit onto the film, it didn't really make him feel much of a hero. It made him feel kind of, I'll pick and choose who I'm going to save. So I didn't really like that, and that's the start of that. And then his motives, and I think his, I would say leaning towards being king was so quick. He's like, yeah, I'll do it, I guess. Just save my earth, you know, save my land. But there's never this urgency to show the land why it's so beautiful and why he loves it. There's no character that really grounds him there. Besides, they could have used the dad a little bit more, but I wanted more of this balance and this conflict between Arthur, or for Arthur, and it's just never there. And even the character interactions are just okay. I think the actors do a good job. Like, I liked the, you know, Amber Heard, and I like Jason Momoa as actors. They have good chemistry, but on, you know, on the script or with the pages here, nothing really shines. There's no moment where I'm like, I love them as a couple, or I just love them as characters. They're just kind of doing their thing. And another big negative I have with this film is how long it is. And it's an extremely long film, and it just feels like they're doing the same thing in every scene. Just leading into the inevitable of, you know, Arthur going against, or fighting for stopping the war. That's his story, and I never felt like, yes, Arthur, I want you to do this, because I never felt connected to his character, because the conflicts were so weak here, and because there was no relationship I really felt strongly about besides, honestly, Aquaman and Aquaman's dad and his mom. That is the strongest aspect of this film. So I think, again, it's kind of by the numbers plot-wise, but if you are looking for a visual treat, I think this is definitely really fun to see, and it's very high fantasy, and it's cool, you know, a lot of good action sequences. So if you want to turn off your brain and just see an action movie, go see Aquaman. If you're expecting more character-drivenness, a better plot, don't see Aquaman. I mean, I think it's stronger than Justice League and Batman vs. Superman, which is not much of a competition plot-wise. But also it just feels like, what are they trying to do with this movie? It kind of feels too late. Maybe this would have been a stronger movie if it was before Justice League. I don't know. It's just like kind of just there for me. So kind of forgettable story-wise, and maybe because I'm just coming out of Into the Spider-Verse, seeing that this weekend as well, and you compare that storytelling to this storytelling, again, more of an action flick, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I personally like more character-driven stories for my superhero tales. But let me know in the comments below if you got to see Aquaman, what you thought, and if you haven't gotten to see the movie yet, what are your expectations for the film, and your thoughts on what I've said about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links to my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.